Why did I design this flippin' thing? To explain, let me wear one of these headsets. You don't know if I'm talking from the heart, reading from a script, or maybe I'm just watching cat hologram videos. With Popup, it's clear. Now the screen is away. Now I'm looking at the screen. And now you're looking at the screen. And physical buttons activated too, not gestures. Hand gestures can be confusing.
Opening menu.
Option 1.
For
Okay.
option 1, hold up your thumb.
Nope.
For
Okay.
option 3,
Number 1,
hold up your
no,
third
no.
finger.
Okay, number 3.
Is that guy flipping
What?
us off?
How rude!
What? No!
Beat him up!
No! Hand gestures can be problematic. They push my buttons, and not these buttons. Hey, I could put it on you to try out. Here. This is what it'll look like. So we can use the app to display anything. And over here, you can type in literally anything and update the screen to say that. And there's a bunch of cool features that I put in, like, you know, some fun animations. I have some default messages. Hold on. Oh, I'm getting a call. Well, I could just use the Popup app on my Android. And it does the same thing. Now I have different modes that change the behavior of Popup depending on my needs. For example, if I'm giving a presentation, maybe on dirty words, I could just have a list of things to touch on and I can cycle through them. I also have a message mode for social situations, if I need a name tag or a message to display. Now this is called the Popup, but it's also a throwback. I remember browsing the internet in the 1990s, and there were these little pop-up windows that would show up when you went to some websites, and they were annoying, but you could just go to different websites, or you can install pop-up blockers. In the 2020s, pop-ups aren't that big of a problem anymore. But we have something much worse. Notifications. They don't just pop up and X out. They play a sound. They have a blinking light. They rumble your pocket. You need multiple swipes to dismiss it. Instead of just being on the browser, you carry the notifications in your pocket. I don't think this is technology. Notifications are more like Ludditology, which break our focus and bring us backwards, rather than technology, which gives us more useful information. We need to take some steps back and bring back retro stuff, rather than go into a future where the notifications are going to be piped directly into your eyeballs. Unless we have the power to fight back, the future is going to be bad. And luckily, I built a power level scanner into this thing. Let's see what your power level is. If your power level is high enough, you can do something about this problem. What? It's over 9,000! Wow, that was cringe. I think I need to go and touch some grass. It's also important for me to test in the real world with different lighting conditions and with moving around. And finally, social situations. I want to see how people react to this thing. All right, enough going outside. We're back inside and we're reacting to Reddit. So I made a Reddit post and it got a bunch of comments. Let's just take a look at it. Yes, I was pandering for upvotes. Let's scroll past that. And works with existing glasses. Yes, this is one of the design choices that I made. Since I am a customer of a lot of the other headsets, it's annoying because they always have to fit around my glasses. So I wanted to make something that was easy for me to wear over my glasses, and also something that was easy for me to share. So if anyone has a hat, I could just put it over their hat and I won't have to worry about sanitizing the headset or germs. Some of this stuff we're gonna skip. You know, sometimes I wonder, are these all bots? But people come up with the weirdest things. Any real world application on this? That's a good question. I made this not for gaming, but actually explicitly for the real world. And I'm going to show you 3 scenarios that I think are very important. First of all, let's say you have to do some work in a confined space. Popup is great because it uses minimal space on your head and you can just use the buttons to navigate. You don't have to worry about snagging anything and messing things up. The other headsets that work with hand gestures don't work that well if you have to hold tools. If you have to bring on bulky instructions, you might snag something and it could be hard to navigate if you are just working with limited space. Another common scenario are the millions of people who work as delivery drivers. It can be very confusing if you walk up to a street and all the buildings look the same. You have to remember which building number, which street name. Then you have to worry about the entry code. You might have to put down your stuff and pick it back up if you have to check on your phone. And then once you get to the apartment, you have to remember the apartment number and you can't mess it up. Finally, it could be dangerous to fuss around with blueprints or take out a tablet, so it's nice to have something attached straight to your head. That's going to be heavy on your left side, isn't it? Unless you made it as light as possible. Hey, listen, buddy. I don't like that attitude. But seriously, the weight is not a problem. It rests on your head and not your face or your ears. So even though it's not the heaviest or not the lightest, it does feel comfortable. Of course, it can get a lot better. So cool, but would love to see if you could use your skills to make it smaller. Right now I'm focusing on utility, making sure that I can use it well. And if I use it, I'll have an incentive to make it look good. If I make it look good and it's just collecting dust in the corner, well, that's not smart, isn't it? Looks like you made it with Lego blocks. Yeah, you know, people hate plastic, but plastic is great. It's lightweight. So a bunch of weird comments, a bunch of critical comments, but also a bunch of nice comments. Haha, nice. Hell yeah, you know, stuff like that. So very cool. Thanks, Reddit. I saved the 2 best features for the very end, just for the people who stuck through the whole thing. Now, what happens if your hands are full and you can't even push the buttons? Well, there's a gesture mode that you can turn on that detects your head movements. So all you have to do is nod 3 times, and the headset will pop up. Now, what happens if you want to put it away? I'm done looking at the thing and I need to get back to work. What you do is you shake 3 times, and it goes away. Now, the absolute coolest thing I saved for the very end, I saved my absolute favorite feature for the end. It's totally... Oh, what the heck? Oh man, something's going... I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I have to go fix this.